Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking eyeliner. For some people out there, no matter how hard you try, your eyeliner is not going to look how it does all over Instagram and YouTube. We see these sort of perfect, crisp wing eyeliners, these perfect arrows on the eyes, and the imagery is everywhere, and we're thinking the more we practice, the better we're going to get, and we're going to make it there one day. Sadly, not everyone can have that perfect winged eyeliner in the traditional sense, and that's down to eye shape. A lot of the people that you see online all have really big spaces from their lash line to their eyebrow, maybe upturned eyes, almond eyes, and traditional winged liner looks great on those eye shapes, but there are lots and lots of different eye shapes out there. So for example, downturned eyes, hooded eyes, and on those, liner can be much more tricky. I can't promise that you're going to look exactly the same as the girls and boys that you see on Instagram and YouTube. I really can't, but what I can do is show you tips to enhance the look of your eyes, enhance the shape of your eyes, and make the most out of it. To try to be as helpful as I can, I'm going to give you two variations of liner. The first one is a more sort of natural day-to-day eyeliner, and the second one is a slightly more bold look. So for this look, what you're going to need is a dark brown or black eyeshadow and an angled brush. You're also going to need a pair of eyelash curlers. The first step is to give your eyelashes a curl so close to the root, as close as you can possibly go, because that's going to give you the guiding line. At that point, I just fill up my brush with a little bit of the shadow, and I go into the mirror. Now what I'm looking for is the angle of the eyelashes. At the very, very end of your eye, the very end of the lash line, you're going to just stamp this brush straight on in line with the direction of your eyelashes. The only thing that you have to do is make sure that you do not go any further than this top lid line. If you cross that lid line, that's what's going to start to make the look messy. So I'm going straight in from the end of my eye, and I'm following the direction of my eyelashes in the outer corner. It's just the tiniest little line, but do you see that little mark that just goes straight up? It's an extremely subtle flick. It's not a big liner, and if you want to, you can just close off that outer corner here a little bit to try and smooth the line so it looks a little bit more like a wing. And if you do that, you sometimes then want to go extremely close to the lashes, really into the root of the lashes, with that same eyeshadow. This will give you a little bit more drama, but it won't, it won't take over the look. And because I have sort of the eyes higher here, I'm not going to take it any further than halfway across my lid. So what I've done here is I've just repeated it on both eyes, and because I have discoloration just under the eye from where the shadow is, I've taken a bit of concealer. Can you see how that just slightly turns up the eye naturally? It's not a big look, it's not a big wing, but it gives the eyes a sort of more awake type of look. What I've gone in and done next is just take some of the powder eyeshadow on the inner waterline of the eye. I can't take up any more of the room on my eyelid because I just don't have the space. Again, because I have that sort of heavier hooded eye. But what I have done is I've managed to get some more definition across the lash line, and then I've got that little flick, tied it up with a bit of concealer, and I've done the same on both eyes. Now hopefully at this point you can see that the eyes look slightly turned up. I've popped on my mascara so that reinforces the upward turn of the eye. I chose to go in with a powder shadow with an angled brush. You don't have to do that. You can use a little sort of pencil eyeliner. You can go in with a gel if you feel confident enough, but I like, when I'm doing natural, to go super natural, so the powder just gives it a really soft finish. Now that we've got our natural look sorted, let's move on to look number 2. Now this is a little bit more of a statement liner. I know that just because, you've got downturned and hooded eyes, you're not going to want to do natural makeup all the time, and if you want to mimic a winged liner, this is how you're going to do it. I'm not going to lie to you, this is a much more challenging technique. So what I've got now is a gel eyeliner and a fine gel brush. What you first need to do is go on the outer corner to the very end, just stamping a very fine line across the eye, like this. Again, for me, I'm stopping as soon as I hit the tallest part of my eye, which is in the middle here. You need to transition the line so that it continues underneath on the inner waterline. That's the only way for someone with my eye shape that I can get the smooth curvature from a liner. So now hopefully you can see that there's a smooth line that runs all the way across the lid, but you're not taking up all of your lid space. Now here's the time for the really tricky bit. You need to be looking perfectly straight ahead, and you're going to start drawing in the wing from the outermost point of the eye, following on from this natural line that you have along the bottom of your lashes. Now, it is going to cross the difficult part of the eye. Now, so you see, if I just try to draw it normally, it goes in a zigzag like that. Tip your head back and fill in the space, just so that it's more crisp, and then wing it out a little further along that direction. Every time you do something, you need to keep moving your head so that it's facing straight, so that you can see if the shape is right. I'm going to turn a little bit. I can see that when I'm looking straight ahead it isn't, so I fill in a little bit more here. And every time I just keep looking straight back ahead, and I'm just trying to refine that line so that when I'm looking straight on, the line goes perfectly up. Once we have that winged shape, we need to basically join these lines together. Ordinarily, if you had sort of an almond-shaped eye or a round eye and you had the lid space, you could just cut back in a diagonal triangle, and it would just be a very sort of smooth transition. But if I show you what I would do. So normally most people, they'd look back like this and they would just join these lines together. And that creates a nice smooth winged eyeliner. Now of course, when I'm sitting with my head back like this, that's great for me. But most people aren't seeing me from this angle, they're seeing me from straight ahead. And you can see what happens is this part becomes very, very thick, and then this is now not a straight line. So what I have to do is with my eyes looking straight ahead, join from this outer corner to the tip of the wing and fill it in. I can then continue the wing out into a point, and you can see with my eyes straight ahead now, there's a much smoother shape and a very clear flick wing. This does, however, leave us with a problem, because although when I'm looking straight ahead it looks like quite a nice wing, what happens is if I lift my eyebrows or if I raise my eyebrows when I'm talking, you can see all this mess. So now the aim of the game is to refine the shape. I'm going to tip my head back, I'm going to completely fill in the bits that are patchy, and I'm going to continue to fill this in to make it into a more graphic, interesting shape. By doing this, when we have our eyes open, at least it will look like we've done something more intentional. It makes it look a little bit more of a statement liner. Now again, because I've got that hood, if I let go now and I drop my eye, it's going to transfer everywhere. So I have to wait for this to dry, tilting my head back and looking down. Once that's all dry, it's time for you to go around the edges with a bit of concealer and to just tidy up the shape. You can see it's a very graphic look, and it's not something that everyone's going to want to do, but if you want that perfect wing when you're looking straight ahead, which is the most important for, real life, then this is the kind of thing you have to do with my eye shape. If I was to be able to do something for Instagram, I'd just do the easier flick and tilt my head back. But in real life, if I have to face someone straight on like this, this is the eyeliner shape I'm going to do. It's very graphic, but it gives you the desired effect. So those are the two main methods that I found over the years of being a makeup artist that you can make the most out of your downturned and hooded eyes. The second bolder look, it is a lot to wear. However, I do think it looks pretty great. So if you're looking for a more dramatic makeup look for the evening, give it a go. If you do have any other questions, please do leave them down below in the comments. Please like this video, share it with your friends if you can, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye guys.